Welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. If you want more information about wartime life in Ukraine, you can subscribe to our Patreon, where we share stories of ordinary Ukrainians and how they live through the invasion. My name is Artem, and here is the news. 256 days left the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The New York Times published an article yesterday in which it quoted the head of Kyiv's Department of Municipal Security, Roman Tkachuk, who said that the total evacuation of 3 million people who reside in Kyiv was planned in the event of a complete long-term blackout, reports Ukrainska Pravda. He said that if Russia continues attacks, Kyiv may lose the entire power supply system. If there is no electricity, there will be no water and sewage. Therefore, the government and the city administration are now taking all possible measures to protect Ukraine's electricity supply system. Tkachuk emphasized that there is currently no reason for people to leave Kyiv. The situation is under control. He clarified that the authorities will receive a message within 12 hours that the network is on the verge of failure. According to Tkachuk, in this case, the authorities will ask people to leave the city. In his evening video address, President Volodymyr Zelensky informed about new Russian attacks with Iranian-made drones. According to him, some of them were downed, but unfortunately there were also hits. Zelensky pointed out that if not for the Iranian supply of weapons to the aggressor, we would be closer to peace now. And this means closer to a complete solution of the food crisis, closer to the solving the cost of life crisis, closer to stabilization in the energy market, closer to reliable security against radiation blackmail, which Russia does not give up. Therefore, absolutely everyone who helps Russia prolong this war must bear responsibility for the consequences of this war along with it, stressed the president. Volodymyr Zelensky informed that Russia is concentrating forces and means for a possible repetition of mass attacks on Ukrainian infrastructure, first of all energy, and for this Russia needs Iranian missiles. As of yesterday evening, stabilization blackouts took place in Kyiv and 6 other regions. More than 4.5 million consumers were without electricity, most of them were in Kyiv and the Kyiv region. The president noted that more and more often there are reports that not a single caliber missile carrier has gone on combat duty in the Black Sea. This is a significant result which was ensured by Ukrainian defenders, emphasized Zelensky. The smaller the Russian Black Sea fleet, the safer it is in the Black Sea. Head of the European Commission Ursula von der Leyen held a phone call with Volodymyr Zelensky, during which she announced plans to present the financial assistance program for Ukraine for 2023 next week, reports Ekonomiczna Pravda. The aid program provides for the financing of the Ukrainian budget in the amount of up to 1.5 billion euros per month, which is up to 18 billion euros in total. According to the Washington Post sources, the US President Joe Biden is privately calling on Ukrainian leaders to declare their readiness to negotiate with Russia, reports Ukrainska Pravda. The US in particular is asking Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to abandon his public refusal to participate in peace talks while dictator Vladimir Putin is in power in Russia. At the same time, these requests are not aimed at bringing Kyiv and Moscow to the negotiating table, but to ensure support from countries whose citizens may be worried about the prospect of war for many years. The media sources say that the US officials share their Ukrainian counterparts' assessment that Putin is not serious about talks now. At the same time, they acknowledge that Zelensky's ban on talks with him has created concerns in parts of Europe, Africa, and Latin America, where the war's devastating effects on food and fuel security are felt the most. If you like what we do and would like to tip us, you can now do so directly to our PayPal. Check out the link in the description to this episode for more details. And as usual, you can subscribe to our Patreon. In gratitude for your help, we will give you access to a series of exclusive episodes on wartime life in Ukraine. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.